Hey everyone!
Hey, 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 I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, first person already on the screen. Deb Zeman, Brian Lopez, Alfredo Silva. Mizba, I'm so excited to see you.
I know, me too. It's been a while. I'm so happy that we've had a chance to collaborate on something as awesome as this integration and bring the community together and kind of showcase it and get some ideas going.
Oh my gosh, so many folks in the chat. It's so awesome to see literally from all over the world. Croatia, I saw Finland, folks across the United States, Tunisia. And Mizba, you just said something, an epic collaboration between Wakelet and Adobe Express. And it has been so fun to collaborate with you and the Wakelet team on this and supercharge creativity and not only curation, collaboration, communication, but creativity in so many ways.
Exactly. Creativity means so much to us here at Wakelet. We have the organization, we have the curation, we have the digital portfolio element, and we've got so many educators and students across the world who are using the platform every day to share and organize content and build really memorable learning experiences. But for us, it's like there are so many amazing creative tools out there, Adobe Express being one of the best. And we were really eager to bring the Adobe kind of ecosystem into the Wakelet ecosystem so that people could just pull it up, create amazing things, use all of the features of Adobe Express without leaving Wakelet, and then just save their content directly into a collection. So I'm so excited to speak to all the folks at home. I can see so many familiar faces here. Ide, hi Georgia, hi Afra. As always, when it's a Wakelet party, it is completely international. So many people from across the world.
And I just
Hi,
have to say,
Vitaly.
Dzień dobry to our friends in Poland. I saw Poland in
Ooh,
the chat.
very good.
Qatar is here. Bangladesh, Indonesia, Singapore, 1 a.m. Oh my gosh. Literally folks from around the world, Mizba. This is incredible.
I know. There was a time, I think it was during like Community Week, where I learnt greetings in so many different languages, but I've not used them for so long now, so I don't want to embarrass myself. But a universal welcome to everybody who's joining us. So as always, with this being a Wakelet webinar, we love you to collaborate with us, to share your ideas, to contribute. You can see that we're in the background highlighting and amplifying your voices as you share those ideas in real time. I am so excited about this integration. I'm always excited about integration in Wakelet because you've got that fundamental curation and organization loop within the platform, and anything that can bring even more value to that, anything that can allow you and your students to be empowered, whether that's through more collaborative features, whether it's through more organizational features, or in this case, creativity, I am really excited about. I'm going to be sharing a quick demo through the platform, so feel free to kind of share along yourself. I know that a lot of people like to minimize the screen, pull up your Wakelet collections and give it a go because it's available to everybody. And then shortly after that, Anna's going to share some really cool ideas that come directly from the community. How does that sound, Anne?
Oh my gosh, it sounds perfect to me. And you just shared so many brilliant insights about what folks can expect in this. But I think too, with the idea of framing it in creativity, Miss, but you said something that reminded me. We all express learning in different ways. We share, showcase, and celebrate our own unique thought process, style, the way that we take and synthesize the knowledge from our head and get it out and share it with the world. The written word, spoken word, dance, arts, different communication styles, no matter what language or what way folks choose to express themselves. And I love that this integration and partnership literally unlocks that kind of creativity in so many ways. So I'm excited for you to be able to show the user interface and what folks can expect. And I've got some great ideas from our not only Wakelet ambassadors, but Adobe Creative Educator Innovators, folks who are such a special part of both of our communities.
Yeah, we've got an incredible shared community. Well, let's dive right in. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So let's add that to the stage. Right, so as most of you use Wakelet, if you don't use Wakelet just yet, then go ahead, create an account. It's free to use to get started, and you can join along with me. These are all collections in my collections area, and these could be anything. They could be a collection of links that are resources that I want to share with my students. They could be lesson plans, newsletters, and a collection is essentially a group of links, items, and mixed media. Now, you can add pretty much anything to a Wakelet collection collection. It looks beautiful, and then you can organize it, curate it, add your own thoughts and ideas, and then share that out with the world, keep it to yourself, or just share it with your students and your PLM. For the purposes of this, I'm going to take this little collection here, which is a newsletter. Now, I want to add content to this collection that's going to make it pop, right? We all know that students, and really us as well, we like colorful things. We like information to be communicated in a creative way. Nobody just wants to see links, black and white, pages and pages of text. It's a different world now. That's not how learning happens. Learning happens through communicating ideas in really, really engaging ways, which is why I love this integration. Now, the Adobe Express integration is in a few different areas in Wakelet. So if I go to the design tab here to get us started, the Adobe Express integration is here. So I can actually update my cover image with a design from Adobe Express. It is also here, which is in the item area. I can click on the images. You see our list of integrations, and I can click on Adobe Express there. And if you're in a quick hurry, you can just click this button and add it here, which is like our list of widgets and integrations. So let's say I'm creating this collection and I want to add some content that I think is going to communicate that message in a more creative way. It's going to make it pop. I'm going to click on this button here, and boom, this is where the magic happens. That will open up Adobe Express directly from within my Wakelet collection. So I don't need to head out. I don't need to open up another tab. I simply log in using my Adobe credentials. If you don't have any, it's really easy to sign up the moment that you click the integration. And then bam, look at all of this. All of these incredible features that I'm going to go through now are available through this integration. At first, you have this blank slate. So if you want, you can just jump in and start adding, but I love to use templates. I'll get to those in just a second. Now, Adobe Express, as you can imagine, you can upload assets and add things to Adobe Express. So an image of yourself, a video file, anything that you want that you can then use to leverage your creation. In the left-hand corner here, you'll see all of these little icons. So that happens in your stuff. So things that I've already uploaded, projects that I might already have existing within Adobe Express, they will all show in this interface. So it really is quite comprehensive. I can also organize things through folders to make that organization journey a little bit easier. Over here with brands, I think maybe you could touch on this a little bit because I've had a little play around with it, but this is where you can create like a brand for your school, a personal brand. So let's say you've got a logo. Let's say that you have your school or your district uses a particular kind of like brand assets. You can upload them all into here, get the logos going, get the colors doing, get the fonts, and then you can just apply that brand to any creation that you make. This is really good for things like newsletters or anything that's facing outwards for the wider learning community to see. You've got your upload button here in the left-hand corner too. I can upload anything that I want from my device and pull it into there and then use that to create a collection. We've got templates, which are amazing. I'll get to those in a moment. You've got media. So this is where you can add photos, videos, audio. You can generate an image. You can use some photos that are already there within Adobe Express. You can add text, of course, to any creation that you make. You've got a little button here for elements. So if you wanted to add like a star for some bullet points or small iconography, these are really good for things like flashcards and infographics. You've got a massive range of those all over the place. You can search through them as well. You've got design assets, backgrounds, shapes and icons. Then you've got charts and grids for the more sophisticated infographics, let's say. You want to demonstrate, the growth of something, the decrease of something, whatever it might be. You've got some really good preloaded templates in there. This is really amazing as well. Generative AI. Now we've got an AI photo generator in Wakelet itself, but this takes it to the next level. This is amazing. You're using the raw power of Adobe AI within such an accessible environment to just create those images very, very quickly and pop them into your collection. I've been using this. At first, you kind of have to get used to it, don't you, Anne? At first, you kind of forget that it's there, and you're like, you start Googling for a picture of an umbrella in a pop art style, and then you're just like, I could just search for that and just create it, and it's going to be completely original. So it does take a while to get into your workflow, but please use it. Like generative AI for images like this, absolutely amazing. And then you've got a collection here of different add-ons as well. So these are the further integrations that you might have with Google Drive, OneDrive, and that kind of thing. I'm going to take you through the templates now and get started. So There is a lot of templates on here. And I not only love how many templates are on here, I love that you can very quickly search for the right dimensions and the right kind of template for you. So if I'm going to do an infographic, I can just search here for infographic. It will pull up a bunch of templates. I can, of course, add different search terms as well. So let's find a nice one. Let's pick this here. So now I've got this infographic. I'm able to now go ahead and edit this, right? So I can change this to Wakelet community. I can change the size of the font as well. I can move that down to make it fit. All of the usual text and design-based features that you'd imagine are all here. Yeah. This integration doesn't cut out on anything. So all those things that you're familiar with, whether it's through the layout, the opacity, the thickness, shadow, all of that awesome stuff is right there. Now, if I wanted to add something else onto this, I can actually go to generative AI and I can generate an image. So here I can choose, let's just choose a square for now, because what I want to do is take that image and overlay it over that design there. And here in the top left-hand corner, you can describe your object. So let's say a pop art banana.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to jump in. Misbah, texting and typing at the same time when you're live streaming sometimes becomes a chore. You just nailed that. And what a fun prompt, because I was like, what's he going to say? What's he going to say? Actually click that generate image to let folks know this is pulling from, you know, Adobe Firefly, powered by Firefly. And when you're using your Adobe Express for Education account, it's, you know, generating from the stock imagery. So let's see what this pop art banana is going to come out to be.
I'm always excited. And when you do it, it gives you a few options to choose from as well. It doesn't just give you the one. And I can actually go and change the content type as well. So I can make it like art or a photograph or a graphic. I'm going to go with art because I've chosen pop art. And I can also choose a few different ideas here as well. But I'm going to go and click generate. Now, this is really cool because I've seen this being used in classrooms. And when students are prompted to add something to AI and then see what happens, see what it comes up with, it is absolutely magical because you just wait for their faces and they're just anticipating like we are, and then bam, they get their creation right there. So I've got an amazing pop art banana right there. I just resize that. I can go ahead and delete that little element, bring that here. By the way, I have no idea what I'm creating. This is extremely random.
Healthy snacks to super fuel yourself.
Exactly.
leading up to Wakelet Community Week, maybe.
Exactly. That's perfect. I love how you think on your feet. But you guys get the idea, right? I can drag anything that I want into this design, add it to it, and it works really, really well. All of this is completely editable as well, which is fantastic. I'm going to go back to templates for a moment because I love this, right? I was having a little bit of a play around with this when it first came out, and I was looking for a very particular size, right? Because in Wakelet, I really like to organize my collections in a creative way. Now we've got sections, but that's more for like navigating. I want it to look really, really pretty as well. So I'll show you that in a moment, but once you've finished your design, you just simply click Save in App. It will prompt a little confirmation there. I click Save in App. That then gets added directly into my Wakelet collection, ready for me to organize, ready for me to move around, ready for me to change the layout. It becomes part of it, which is absolutely amazing. Now think about how much time this is saving. If you were to use a different platform, or if you were to try and create this item yourself, like I said, going onto Google, searching for images, using design software, then downloading it, then uploading it through Wakelet, then adding it on. Think about how many clicks are involved in that. Well, we've just done it in only a few because it's directly there within the Wakelet ecosystem.
But I want to jump in there. Alfredo Silva has a great comment in the chat that says, creating images that match a collection is also related to a skill of explaining why a document or an image supports that argument in writing. So matching the theme or the tone, evoking a sense of, you know, that kind of like continuity across a visual element that supports the other artifacts. Like, it's so dynamic in terms of the possibilities of what could be created.
Exactly. It really is, like you said, the potential for what you
Yeah.
can achieve using this this integration combined with Wakelet. It goes beyond what you can imagine, right? It's
Yeah.
anything. But before I pass over to Anne to share some really cool ways that this is being used in classrooms, I just wanted to share one thing which I found really useful as well. And it's like a technical thing, but it helps because it's something that you might miss, right, when you first try this out. So if we go back to the integration here, I'm always like, I always find dimensions of things problematic. Don't you, Anne? Like I'm always creating images and then using like my photo editor to crop them just to kind of make
Mhm.
them fit. I found this really, really cool. I can search for templates. So let's just type in summer. And then once I've done that, I can click this little button here to add filters, right?
Yep.
And one of those most important filters for me is the size. So you've got
Yep.
like A3, A4, A5, that kind of thing. I clicked view more and I was like, oh, wow, they've got banners. That's really, really cool. They've got a letter format. They've got A5, A4, whatever. So I'm going to click on banner and that's going to show me these dimensions, which I'm really, really into, because now when I click that, look how cool this is.
There
I'm
it
going
is.
to add a little bit of text. I'm going to say chapter 2. Learn this. You can tell I'm not a teacher, right?
This answers
I'll-
this answers the questions that were coming up in the chat about folks asking about different size, those banner style header
Mhm,
images. You just
mhm.
saw with that filtering option to simply be able to select your preferred size. So I love this.
Exactly. And you know, this is Adobe, right? This is design. So
Yep.
every single element of customization when it comes to any one of these images is right there in the left-hand corner for you to take advantage of. But if I
Yeah.
save that in the app, that goes into my Wakelet collection, and then that can become a really, really cool transition from one area of my Wakelet collection to the next. And I can just go ahead and repeat those to split up that content, make it much easier to comprehend as well. And I did want to show like the template, the AI template generator. Did you want to
Yeah.
jump on that? Because I feel like I'm taking too long now.
No, so let me guide you through that before I jump in and share it on my
Brilliant.
screen. But let's just go in and add a new thing. So it's funny that you showed all those different pathways, and I love that there are multiple pathways to get to Adobe Express inside of Wakelet. My tend is to choose from that little app picker icon. But right here, what you saw, Misbah selecting Adobe Express, and then we're adding a type of media, right? So on the left rail with all of those creative options, from templates to text to media, you know, to the grids and charts, click on that icon that says media, Misbah, and that launches that image generator. Yep, right there. And you'll notice you can also upload from your device. The toggles between different types of media, photo, video, audio, all of that is pulling from Adobe Stock, the Adobe Stock library, which is known worldwide as like industry leading stock content, right? But the
Yeah, the
button that
best.
says generate image right there, that is how you would launch the generative AI image generator powered by Firefly. I always create from a square first. I don't know why, but you see those options from portrait to widescreen, etc. And then you see that prompt box where you describe what you'd like to see. Now, you had a pop art banana. I have gotten really into like creating a 3D comic of something.
Oh, okay.
So we might want to say a 3D comic of a polar bear at the beach. I don't know. I just made that up on a whim because it seems like
It
a
works.
combination of things that might not. Now, how about we add eating tacos, right? And give it something, or maybe it could have been a banana for that healthy snack leading up to it.
Tacos can be healthy.
But click generate on that. And as you do, folks, I want to point out right there, you also have the ability to add reference images or composition images. Those can influence the style and the composition of something. Choose from those different styles. I love creating like a 3D comic. Look at
Oh,
that. Oh my.
cool.
And so, of course, you can click through the recents and then generate again. And Misbah, when we're talking about this with folks, I love to point out what kind of intentional language are we using? If you're working with younger students, Do you have sentence frames, or might you guide them into how to write a prompt to generate an image? Or with older students, are they using academic vocabulary or descriptions that are based on like the subject or content area that they're focused on? So I love that this allows for so many brilliant conversations for educators to host in their classroom. And literally, like the possibilities are endless for somebody to match the content, whatever they're creating or curating, and customize those types of assets. So look at that 3D comic polar bear
I
eating
love it.
at the beach. So
I love it. It's got a little cocktail as well and some guacamole. It's
I do.
amazing, the
I
detail.
love that. I love that. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, okay.
So
So
that's how, sorry, go on, Anne.
I was just going to say, like, I love as you scroll through, like, this was using that newsletter template. And we've not only shown adding the banners, adding the images, you have all of the complete creativity of a full Adobe Express integration, from text to images to all of those design assets to the stock library, and literally take a template, transform learning. The possibilities are endless, Misbah.
I love that, honestly. So hopefully that gives you a really good idea of how the platform works on a technical level, right? How the integration works on a technical level.
Yeah.
Pick it up and have a play. That's the best thing that I can say. And you've got a few really cool ideas to share, haven't you, before we head off?
I do. So if you want to
Amazing.
pop my screen up, we sourced some ideas and inspiration. There's a beautiful overlap with the Wakelet Ambassador community and the Adobe Creative Educator Innovator community. And we know that many of our innovators are also Wakelet ambassadors. So I went into our Innovator Facebook group and I said, hey, friends, we're getting ready to showcase this integration, Adobe Express and Wakelet. We would love to hear your ideas and share your inspiration with the world. So here you see on screen, Misbah, I generated that image. I went in, I used that, Wakelet template, the newsletter, because I love a template too. It launches and starts a starting point for me. But my prompt for this was evoke a sense of wonder, learning, and aha moments with a light bulb and bright, colorful images. So I loved how this came out. But I want to point out that what I did was, again, using the little apps picker, and I selected Adobe Express and I went into my stuff and I found a presentation template that I had. And I'm going to pop this into full screen because I want to celebrate these incredible ideas from the community. I know she's here in the chat. Hello, Deb Zeman, an awesome library media specialist out of the state of Texas. But she does this really cool thing called First Line Fridays, where her readers take the first line of a book or a piece of literature, and then they're creating content inside of it. I just saw, hey, that's me. Yes, I made a Wakelet for my Wakelet presentation of the Adobe Express ideas that I made inside of Adobe Express. So Deb is using this for First Line Friday, creating these videos. It's a one-stop shop to share resources created in Adobe Express. And then she's housing those in a Wakelet collections. So teachers or students can always go back and find the resources or find those creations that they're making for First Line Friday, which I absolutely love. Shout out to Stevie Frank. Podcast. Anything bringing student voice to life, I'm a super fan. But literally, students created their own images and thumbnails for their podcasts, and they're curating them with a Wakelet collection, but they're making those podcast cover thumbnails right inside the Adobe Express integration. So it's brilliant. Now, this one, shout out to Alfredo Silva, who is also in the chat. Alfredo, he lives down the road from me, actually, Misbah. He's like 3 miles down.
No way.
In the same town. It's awesome. So hello, my friend and neighbor.
You should have joined the webinar live, Alfredo.
Should have said, come on over. So Alfredo's in the chat right now too. He is a phenomenal global connector and thinking about how to empower students and student thinking and learning and making it visible, but also through these epic collaborations as well. So he said, collaborate with other classes, school, states, and yes, countries. Asynchronous, creative problem-solving presentations, identify an issue, curate resources, organize ideas, and then share out, and then reflect, because that reflection piece is such a critical aspect of the whole learning process, right? So yeah, and Deb just said it's all about collaboration. So I'm a big +1 to that. So another great idea, Judy Blakeney shared this. She's using the generative AI capabilities to empower her multilingual learners, blending student voice and language. And again, I know the way I started with Wakelet was curating content and resources and sourcing information or housing a collection of content to share for presentations or professional learning or community activation. So I love that Debbie doubles or Judy doubles down on this. Share resources and those remixable templates within the Wakelet. And these are just phenomenal ideas and examples. And so Misbah, I wanted to just go ahead and this one right here. Guess what? I used a template. I told you I used a template. So launched into something else. And apparently I forgot to delete those elements. Uh-oh. Anyway, I want to shout out Jessica Campos because this one right here, newsletters. This was the template I pulled from in my Wakelet. I'll go back to in just a moment. It was that newsletter template. And she said she's been combining Adobe Express for Education and the newsletter template inside of Wakelet to share. Nice. And with the new integration, she was making her last newsletter leveraging Adobe Express inside of Wakelet. But I love the ease and simplicity of getting content out, getting content to, sharing content from, back and forth. Like the possibilities are literally endless. And I want to try something because we have a global community in the chat right now. How have you used the integration? Share a pro tip, a best practice, your idea in the chat. Misbah, I love learning with and from others. And I think it's why, whether you're a Wakelet ambassador, Adobe Creative Educator, innovator, educators and friends of education, we're all better together. So folks, share your ideas in the chat and let us know, because before we wrap up, I think we have a fun little challenge for people to share their ideas. But Misbah, I love these ones. And I'm actually just going to click and come back to this and simply show that when I chose to add new content, I launched it from Adobe Express. My Adobe Express will pop up, and notice you can pull from your stuff. And I did see a question about real-time updates. Yes, because I made that template in my Adobe Express for Education account. I linked it to my Adobe corporate account, and I clicked refresh, and it was all updated in real time inside of Wakelet. So it is truly like pull from your content, pull from that imagery, pull from a template, launch from the media, go into the elements. But if you want to, when you click on your stuff, it will launch the content that you have inside of Adobe Express, which I think is absolutely brilliant.
I think we all want to communicate through content nowadays. I think that's generally how we think about how many things we share with people online every single day. Think about the content that we share with our students and our PLNs. I think that being able to connect applications together to make those steps even easier, to save time, because we know that you don't have much time, that's what this is all about. So I'm really, really glad that we had the opportunity to bring everybody together, and showcase how this works from a technical level, and then also inspire a few ideas. This is a fresh integration, folks. So there will be so many more upcoming ideas that are swimming about the community in the weeks and months going forward. So keep your eye out. There are so many awesome ways that this can be used. And did mention that we do have a little trick up our sleeves. We're doing an amazing giveaway to people who are on this webinar. All you have to do is head to your Wakelet collection, create a design on Adobe Express using the integration, add it to your Wakelet collection, and then share it with us on Twitter, social media, X, using the not the hashtags, but @ing Wakelet and Adobe Express. I'll drop all of the details into the chat shortly. We'll be picking a winner randomly, but please do. We really want to see your creations, so don't just drop something in and shoot it off. make an effort. We want to see your ideas come to life. And we will be choosing a lucky winner, and we'll announce it, and we'll send you all some really cool exclusive Wakelet and Adobe swag. How awesome is that?
I love it. And folks, too, we just want to say thank you for taking the time to jump in, to supercharge your own creativity with new ideas from around the world. But it's been so wonderful to see folks literally reach around the world in the chat, saying hello. I love this idea that's popped up on screen, kind of like celebrating the idea of mathematical thinking and creating posters, maths on the summer holidays. So that's fun. I love that we went with holiday themes. Oh my gosh, Kristen Brooks, hello, my friend. Student creating content to show what they know is so important. Being able to share with their peers through Wakelet literally like just opens the possibility. So
yeah, another idea from Marit as well. Adobe, students design posters, slideshows, or short videos. And in Wakelet, you collect and display their Adobe projects in a neat class showcase. Beautiful. I love that. Add it to their portfolio as well. It's one of the easiest ways to do that, right? If they've done some really cool design projects on Adobe, rather than going there and clicking and copying and pasting the link, adding it in, they just sign into Adobe through Wakelet, bam, bam, bam. They can select and drop it in. So really easy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I think that about wraps it up. We kept it short and sweet, Anne, 30 minutes or so, which I think is perfect. But I'm really, really excited to see all of your ideas shared with us. Please do, please do that. We've got some really good swag available. I know that some of you are looking for the certificate link as well, so I'm going to be sharing that in the chat right now. Click on that, fill it out, and you'll get a link to your certificate. And listen, stay tuned. You know, Adobe are one of our most incredible partners. We're doing so many activities with you guys. And yeah, I can't wait. You're going to be at ISTE, right, Anne?
I will. So for folks who are going
Not long.
and I know Deb Zeman just said GLMA is another one coming up. I will actually be there heading to Georgia this weekend. So I cannot wait to connect with folks. See you all at ISTE. See you on the social platforms. Misbah, thanks to you and the Wakelet team for having me today to get to celebrate and showcase how to unlock creativity with Wakelet and Adobe Express. But it's great to see you, my friend, and for everybody sharing their ideas and being part of these communities. Thank you for all that you do to supercharge creativity and learning in your classrooms and communities around the world.
Oh, that was beautiful. And just to echo on what you're saying, we couldn't do any of this without you guys. You are the lifeblood of everything that we're doing. All of your ideas, all the inspiration, it's your ideas that make integrations like this happen. So if you want something, share it out on social media. Let us know. And if it makes sense, we'll get it done. That's the Wakelet way. That's the Adobe way.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. So good to see you, Misbah. Thanks again. And y'all, we hope you take care. We'll see you somewhere out there.
Thank you, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.